Good Monday morning. Hope you're ready for another draw along. I'm kind of excited about this one. I was asked this past week about drawing, from a beginner, somebody who's interested in learning how to draw the actual process of it. And I instantly went to thinking about line and value and contour. And we didn't get a chance to finish our conversation, which was really good because the more I thought about it, the more I thought, really, if you're thinking about truly learning how to draw what you see and the things around you, you first need to contemplate shape, because everything has a shape, and that's really what we're drawing. And so I wanted to kind of start there this week and actually talk about shape. I wanted to talk about the shapes of the things that we're drawing and also about the negative shape, because that really helps you determine your object and where to start your drawing. And then after that, obviously line and shading and contour help you express that shape and what it's doing in nature. So I think we'll start this week. I have two objects in my house that I picked: a chair and our camel saddle. I think they're a lot of fun. There's a lot of great negative shapes and positive spaces. So we'll go with that, and we'll start. I'm going to flip the camera around and show you some pictures I printed of them, and then we'll go downstairs and sit and draw them while we're looking at them. So that's kind of my concept for today. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you can find some neat things in your house to draw, or you can draw my chair and camel saddle. Either way. And if you have any questions or I don't explain something enough, please reach out to me, Facebook, Instagram, email me, call me, text me, whatever it is. Obviously, this, like I said, is going to be the foundation for actually looking at something and drawing it. So, like I said, any questions, just let me know. All right, let's get to it. Okay, so this is a picture of our camel saddle. It's a really neat, unique piece that we are fortunate enough to have, and I thought it was a really good piece to start with because of its negative spaces. Grabbing a pencil here, as well as its positive spaces. Now, I printed it in black and white because I think that will be important as we get drawing. It'll help us see value, and that will help us then explain the shapes better. But I did want to show you the photograph for just a second to talk about, as we start to draw, you're sitting in front of this looking at it, and you're going to start to draw, let's say, up here in this corner, and that's fine. That's a great place. And as you start to draw, it maybe gets a little wonky. These spaces in here, they're called negative shapes, and they are as important to the drawing as these positive shapes are, where the object actually is. So when you break down something in front of you that you're drawing, you really want to think of it in positive and negative. Right now, we're not concerned about planes of the object or any contour shaping. We're merely trying to get the outline of the shape in space. And these negative shapes can really help us do that. This shape is very important right here. These shapes in here will become very important to explain to us, do we have everything in its right place? This shape in here is going to be important. So that's what I'm talking about when I'm talking about negative shapes, are the shapes where the object actually isn't, and those shapes it makes. So here's the chair, and it's same concept with this. You can talk about the positive shapes of the chair, which is actually the chair itself, and then you can talk about the negative shapes, which is going to be this shape in here where there is no chair. This shape here is a really neat shape and will become very important as you're trying to sketch that and draw it. This shape obviously is important. All of these shapes down under here. So that's what I'm talking about when I'm talking about negative shapes and positive shapes. So with that, we'll go ahead and we'll I'm gonna go downstairs with my computer paper and my 2B pencil, and we'll get drawing these sitting in front of them. So I did it again. I thought I was recording and I wasn't recording. And the part I wanted to talk to you that I thought I was recording and didn't is pretty important. I wanted to talk for a second about one of the ways to check your work. When you're drawing an object, you recognize the object, you know what you're drawing. It's easy for you to tell what it is, and it's difficult for you to see the areas that maybe aren't working very well or need your attention. And one of the easiest ways to check your work is to flip it upside down. You can also put it in front of a mirror if you have one available. And this way you instantly get to see the object in its abstract version. Sorry about that. A little bit of a tongue twister this morning. So as soon as you flip it upside down, you can see some of the things that aren't working with this drawing. This area, the line is very strong, and then the wood still needs some definition in order for you to truly understand what that is as it's upside down. These areas need some more definition. The other thing that they need, and you can see over here, I tried to do it, but I wasn't recording, was they need some line work. And line is very important for drawing. Line really helps give some detail without taking up a lot of space. So your line over here could be very dark and very straight. So you know that's a very firm piece of wood. And the same with this line. It would be very straight and very firm. Where up here on the cushion, you can see I did make it firm over here because this is going to be a dark area. But then as we went going, I lifted it and I allow the line to kind of just go with my pencil. And that helps the viewer know that it is a softer line. It's not something that's a sharp, hard object like a piece of wood. It's softer. It could be organic like a leaf or like a cushion. Or you can, do nice swirls for a cushion. The concept is that with your pencil in one line, you can make a very dark straight line. You can make a dark line that the pencil kind of does what it wants, and you roll it to get that kind of shape. You can lighten it and do the same kind of thing, or a very light straight line. Or you can lay the pencil down sideways. That's good if you can get it down sideways. And you can make a wider line. You can see that if I can get it to do it. Of course I can. That is how I shaded in there. You could see that earlier. It makes a nice wide line. So there's lots you can do just with the line itself to let the viewer know what they're looking at. This line wouldn't be as dark because it is in the light, but it would still be a straight line. These would all be straight. And these lines here for the stripes in the fabric, they could start out dark and then they could lighten up and be a little bit more fluid because it is a cushion. Again, it could start dark and then lighten up and be more fluid. So turning the drawing upside down really helps you get an idea of the areas that you want to spend a little bit more time on. And so I really wanted to share that with you so that you could see it. I've also decided not to do the chair. I think this video probably is plenty long enough for you to sit through without adding a chair to it. So maybe we'll do that next week, and maybe we'll put it, who knows, next to a plant or something, and we can talk a little bit more about the importance of the negative space in a drawing and how to use that to your advantage. So like I said, please let me know if you have any questions on this. Any thoughts, anything else you'd like me to go into more detail about. I'd love to hear your questions and be able to answer them. If you do take a turn trying to drawing this or something else in your house, hashtag may you create so we can all see it. We'd love to see it. And I'll see you guys next week. Take care. Bye.